video, and for today's video we are doing our coming out stories. So I think we're just gonna jump right in, and I want to say that you should go first because you have a better story than I do.
Okay, so I am going to try to keep this short because it's not really short. It's currently still happening. So I attempted to come out when I was 18, going on 19. I was seeing this girl and it was going on for a while, so I was afraid that my parents were gonna find out, and I was afraid that my parents were gonna find out without me telling them first, so I decided to tell my mom, but it didn't go well, so my best friend at the time had to tell her. Long story short, it didn't go well, so I jumped back in the closet. And, you know, got myself into a long-term relationship with a guy, and that didn't work out for many reasons, obviously. And then in 2016, I attempted to come out again, but that's more complicated because I didn't really necessarily plan on coming out. I was falling in love with my now wife. So that's one of the reasons why I had to come out, but I never had an opportunity to do it myself. I was in a really bad place. It was really, really sad all the time. You know, it's a struggle. So my grandma, who is amazing, and my best friend and all that great stuff, I guess noticed I was really distant and just like not myself and all that great stuff. So she had been asking me for a long time what was wrong with me, but I guess she already knew because she had that grandma instinct. And she called me one day, and I said hello, and she said, "Are you gay?"
Straight to the point.
She said, "Eva, are you gay?" But not like mad, like she was just like, "Let's just be done with this conversation, just tell me." And I didn't answer her right away. I was just like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Just tell me, like, are you gay?" And, you know, again, long story short, it was basically like, you know, I love you, and regardless of anything, I love you. Like, you just need to talk to me. Like, I don't like seeing you like this and all this stuff. And yeah, so that like sort of like created this snowball effect with like her knowing and me finally being like, yeah, I am, and that's where we're at. And like, she didn't care. I mean, it was fine. She like worked it out amongst herself and sort of just, you know, God made you the way that you are, and God loves you, I love you, and that's it. And so simple. I wish that everybody had that like mentality. She just wanted me to tell her, that's all that she asked for. And she took it upon herself to tell my grandfather because she told me to tell him, but I said no, I'm not gonna tell him. I was really scared that my grandparents were gonna disown me because, you know, my grandpa's really old school and my grandma's really religious, so I really thought they were gonna disown me. But my grandfather also had the same mindset. She told him, but I didn't tell him because I couldn't do it. I'm very emotional when it comes to my grandparents. It's really hard for me to even talk about this without crying because I love them so much. But she told him, you know, Eva's gay, and he said, okay, well, I still love her, and went and watched TV. So yeah, like he was pretty much over it. You know, for the purpose of, you know, being open and honest, and everybody having like, you know, their coming out stories, or people who are still struggling with coming out, I will be honest and say that, you know, my mom struggles with it. She struggled with it a lot in the beginning. It was really rough. We didn't talk for a long time. Getting married was rough. Getting engaged was rough. Well, getting engaged was rough. She wasn't really around. It was really hard for her to understand. Me being an only child doesn't help. You know, she had all these hopes and dreams, and so, you know, I just went in a separate direction with those hopes and dreams that she had for her only daughter. But yeah, so being engaged was really rough. Coming up to the marriage was rough, or our wedding, not our marriage. Our wedding was really rough. She struggled, and I won't sit here and sugarcoat and lie and say that it's still easy. It's not, or that it's easy now. It's not. You know, she loves me. She supports me. I think I'd say she's proud to have me as her daughter. It's just, you know, little things here and there that it's hard for her to accept, I think, still. And some of it I understand, some of it I don't. Again, I won't lie and I won't sugarcoat anything because, you know, I feel like being honest about certain things is best. And, you know, I just have a different mentality about life nowadays with this whole Rona stuff and life being short and all that great stuff. So I don't feel the need to sit here and protect anybody. So it's like,
it is what it is.
it is what it is, for like a lack of a better like
I hate
term.
that saying or
Man,
phrase.
especially now because
It is what it is.
dummy over there used it.
Right.
Fucking anyway. So, but I mean, for a lack of a better term, it really is what it is. And that's the reality of it. And everybody struggles with it. I am blessed to say that, you know, she hasn't left me. And my grandparents never once said that they would never be in my life. They never once looked at me different. They never once treated me different. Everything literally moved on. When it came to my grandparents, we moved on with our lives as if nothing has changed. And that's a very great thing for me to say because my grandparents basically were my parents for a really big chunk of my life. So anyways, after some technical difficulties, my coming out story isn't like this huge disaster of a thing where I lost like family members. I did lose a ton of friends, but who cares? But yeah, and my coming out story isn't this huge disaster of a thing where I lost any family that's important anyway. And my whole thing is that at the end of the day, like my grandparents love me still. They never showed me any different, and they loved you from the moment that you walked through the door. I think even when we were just friends, and then when they found out we were together, it was just sort of like, my grandpa was like, started calling you baby. Hey, baby. I like when he says that. But yeah, my grandmother, you know, she loves us. She takes care of us. She's a huge support.
It's her birthday today, actually.
It's my grandma's birthday, which kind of made me want to do this because every time my grandma's birthday comes around, see, I choke up. Every time my grandma's birthday comes around, I get really sad for whatever reason. Or no, I mean I know the reason. I can't talk about my grandma. Anyway, so yeah, my grandma's my best friend and she is my biggest support. And like we said, it's her birthday today, so when her birthday comes around, I think about the fact that, you know, she's just great. And a really, really hard time in my life, and she was the only one that was there for me. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
All right, so yeah, it's my turn now. Well, two things. One, mine is not as, even though I know she's saying that it wasn't like a big story or anything like that, it's still more eventful than mine. And two, I don't know if I would label mine like coming out per se, because my story is a little bit different.
Right.
So I'm just not a person who likes labels, as far as gay, bisexual, lesbian, all that. I'm just not a person who likes to label myself because I feel like I'm a love person. You know, I fall in love with somebody's soul, not if you're a man or a woman. So my whole dating life, I've always been with men. I've always been with boys. She is the first. So she's the first woman that I've ever been with. I was in a relationship before her for a really long time, and that just didn't work out. It was just not going the direction that I wanted it to go. And me and her were friends. We had been friends for
At that time?
Really long time, like a few years.
7 years maybe by that
7
time.
years is a really long.
No, 2016, so 6 years.
Okay, so we were friends for about 6 years. And then I knew, like, she was with, I was your friend while you were with, like, a girl and a guy. Well, not at the same time, but you were with a girl, and then later on you went with a guy. So we've been friends for a while, and I always knew her story. I always knew that she was really, like, only liked women, you know, so we were really close. But anyways, so after my breakup and her breakup, we of course were still friends, and you know, after that the friendship was just kind of turning into something else. And would you say like a dating, because our story is a little
Complicated.
it's really complicated, and we're not gonna really
like-
get into it,
Like,
but
officially dating, yeah, we ended up doing like maybe in 2016.
so, and that was
Like, not official, but like dating before we became an official couple.
right. So we were dating for how long would you say? So we started in 2016 dating, and then
we can just sum it up to a year.
sure. But anyways, during that dating time, or even before the dating time, she was just pretty much everything that I look for in a person as far as a partner. Like, she was there for me through a lot of things that, you know, a friend and a partner should be there for. I went through a lot of hard times in my life during the times when me and her were friends, and then later on dating. And she was just there for every single part of it, all the hard parts, all the good parts. Not there was many good parts during that time, but she was just there all the time. She was awesome. She was like my best support ever. She just, like I said, everything that you look for in a partner, she had. So, you know, it just grew into like, I'm starting to have feelings for you, and not just in a friend way, but in another type of way. So anyways, she was super cute. She asked me to be her girlfriend in the most cutest way. I think we talked about this, and it was super freaking cute. And we just started dating, or started being an actual couple. As far as me telling my family, which my part of the family was my was and is my mom, my grandma, my dad. That's it. My mom, my grandma, and my dad.
I was like, where are you going?
I know.
That's kind of it.
That's really it. So those were really the 3 people that I needed to worry about telling. But I really wasn't worried about telling them as far as... Well, I just really wasn't worried about telling them, except I was worried about telling my dad, because I just felt like he was going to be a little... I felt like he was going to be different. He was not going to be okay with it. My mom, I really didn't have to tell my mom. I honestly didn't have any type of conversation. If anything, she had a conversation with my mom. But I really didn't need to. My mom had already, like, known. Like, you know how, like, moms know? Like, they just know things.
My mom knew, but I was also around every single day.
Yeah.
And
she also knew that you were...
She knew I was gay. She knew I was around every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, as she told me, I'm not stupid. So,
yeah,
she
so
knew.
I didn't have to have a conversation with her. I don't even think I ever...
And she loves me.
I don't even think I ever had to... I don't even think I thought about having a conversation with her. It was kind of like, well, she already knows. Because she would say things.
I came to you and I was like, your mom knows, I just told her.
Yeah, but she, like, we already knew that she knew. Because she would say little things here and there. So it was kind of like, yeah, she knew. But anyways, I didn't have to have a conversation with her. She already knew. There was nothing, like, weird about it, or... I don't know. Right? Like, it was just... It is what it is, right? As far as telling my grandmother, she is not well. She has dementia. She's currently in a nursing home. And I wanted to tell her, but listening to my mom and my wife say not to do it, we just decided that it wasn't going to be good for her to know. My grandma, if she wasn't sick, I feel like it would have been a tiny bit of a struggle. Not very much, because my cousin is gay, and she came out when my grandma was, well, and it was fine. but I'm a little bit different when it comes to my cousins. So my grandma and me, like my grandma and my mom are the ones who raised me. So I know it would have been probably just a little bit difficult if I would have told her. So yeah, my grandma to this day doesn't know we've been together she's been in my life for a really long time, so she knows who she is. She just doesn't know that we're married. And as far as my father, that is the probably most dramatic part of this whole story. He is the one who decided to stop everything with me. He disowned me. He was so like I said, I wasn't comfortable telling him for a while just because I knew that he wasn't gonna be okay with it. And me and my dad always had like the greatest relationship. We were like super best friends. We hung out all the time. He used to call me all the time. Remember, like, it would be super annoying because my dad would call all the time. He loved her. He would sometimes call me and I'd be with her and he'd be like, let me talk to her. So he was just a really, really cool person. But I just really believed that he wasn't going to be okay with it. So I hid it, right? Hid it as much as I could until one day I told him. I won't get into that story, but basically he wasn't okay with it. He told me to enjoy my life and to never contact him again. So he's out. It's been about 2 years now that me and him haven't spoken. And even now me and her talk about it because it's so crazy when we really think about it, just because how close me and my dad always been. We had such a great relationship. And yeah, he just completely decided that he didn't want me anymore. So that's the most traumatic thing that's happened. And I'm completely fine with it. All I really need is my wife, my mom, my grandma, and her family. So that's pretty much it. That's my story. Again, it wasn't super eventful except for that one thing. And I know how lucky I am and how lucky we are to have stories that aren't so... I mean, there's people out here who go through horrible times coming out. You know, we're just very blessed that our stories aren't that difficult. So, and we live a happy life, regardless of what anybody thinks.
Right.
So yeah, that's my little story. That's her story. And here we are.
Okay, so that's our stories.
Those are our stories.
Those are our stories. Not that we get a ton of comments on YouTube, but you know, if you want to comment here, TikTok, whatever it is, ask us some questions so that we can start doing some more content.
Or if you have a story of your own, or if you have a story of your own, like
that you want to share,
yeah, please do so.
Yeah, I get a lot of those on TikTok. I really like reading those. I like commenting back on those. Yeah. So please share.
I guess we'll see you guys in our next video. Who knows what that is going to be?
I don't know. I'm really enjoying editing, so
yeah,
there'll be a lot more videos.
Yeah, we're this time like we're serious about, because I know like in one of our videos we were like,
we said it before, but we didn't really mean it.
Yeah, we
now
did
we mean it.
Now we mean it.
Now we got
like,
the stuff.
We have
so, like...
the equipment now.
So we mean it this time. We're actually gonna do
like,
it.
We're not lying. Like now we're serious, so we're gonna film more videos. So yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, bye.